on now to debate number 2. A day after Congress MP Rahul Gandhi predicted that his party was certainly going to win Madhya Pradesh in the upcoming polls, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken on the party and its supposed pre-poll strategy. Without taking the name of Rahul Gandhi, but in what looked like an obvious reference to Wayanad MP's recent, much publicized outreaches to farmers, truck drivers, coolies, etc., Prime Minister said that it is a grand old party's old tactic to mock the poor and poverty. At the same time, drawing a sharp contrast with his own dispensation, PM highlighted that his government does not use the poor as a mere prop for publicity, but focuses on making their lives better. And instead of highlighting poverty in India, NDA Sarkar showcases India's grandeur in front of the world.
चांदी का चम्मच लेकर पैदा हुए इनके नेताओं के लिए गरीब का जीवन मायने नहीं रखता है। कांग्रेस नेताओं के लिए गरीब का जीवन एक एडवेंचर टूरिज्म है। कांग्रेस के नेताओं के लिए गरीब की बस्ती पिकनिक मनाने का, वीडियो शूटिंग कराने का लोकेशन बन गई है। इन्होंने अतीत में भी यही काम किया। भाजपा की सरकार भारत को भव्य भी बना रही है और यही भव्य तस्वीर दुनिया के सामने सीना तान करके दिखा भी रहे हैं। कांग्रेस और भाजपा के बीच का यही अंतर हमें बूथ बूथ में हर वोटर को बताना है।
Well, the Congress party, of course, has also hit back on the Prime Minister's allegations. Congress blamed the Prime Minister of ignoring the pain of the poor and said that it was, in fact, the Prime Minister's prerogative that was being fulfilled by the opposition, as he had chosen not to prioritize the same.
This kind of adventure tourism fools no one. His malapropisms and his photo ops are well known in India and abroad. This kind of adventure tourism is just an extension of the fancy dress parties.
दुर्भाग्य से इस देश के भिन्न-भिन्न समाज और पेशों में काम करने वाले लोगों का दर्द अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेतागण ना समझते हैं। अगर श्री राहुल गांधी हमारे ट्रक ड्राइवर साथियों से मिलते हैं, अगर वो देश के किसान की पीड़ा को आत्मसात करते हैं, साझा करते हैं, हाईलाइट करते हैं, तो भाजपाइयों के पेट में दर्द क्यों होता है? जो काम मोदी जी को करना चाहिए वो देश में राहुल गांधी और हमारे नेता कर रहे हैं।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's open this up and let's go across to our guests. Tonight we're joined by Twin Sena national spokesperson of the BJP. We have author Karan Verma with us on the panel, Dr. Sumansi Raman, political analyst, and Tehseen Poonawalla, also a political analyst. Tehseen Poonawalla, I'm coming to you first for your response to the Prime Minister's allegations and attacks and jibes during the address. He said, you know, this is a picnic. It's a picnic for the grand old party, and this is an old tactic of the grand old party. While we care for the poor, the leaders today are only interested in photo op.
The most honorable Prime Minister has a policy. He will cut down an entire forest, metaphorically speaking, he'll cut down an entire forest, take the stumps, make a nice platform for himself, stand on that and give a speech on how we should conserve trees and how we should conserve the environment. I mean, if this is not funny, what else is funny? From the most honorable Prime Minister, who's all the time wearing various outfits and is seen everywhere, he's attacking a leader of our opposition for meeting common citizens. I find that hilarious. But be as that may be, can the most honorable Prime Minister get to data? India is now under his leadership the 5th largest economy in the world. Yet it has the highest unemployment in 45 years. For the first time in 40 years, our economy has contracted. That means the money is only going to a select few. 2 lakh Indians, high network individuals, have left the citizenship of India. 1,60,000 are migrating from India every year. Why? Because there is crony capitalism. So the honorable BJP government, which works only for a select few, should stop giving lectures to the opposition. The Prime Minister should focus on his job. Anyways, it's his last 6 months as Prime Minister. He can come back in 2024 as leader of opposition. He'll have more time for all of these speeches that he wants to do.
So, Insina, respond to that. We understand the pain of poor. The Prime Minister is only trying to hide the real issues.
Well, if Rahul Gandhi believes that his costume drama politics can alleviate poverty and suffering in the country, good luck to the Congress party. We believe that that can be only achieved through our robust digital public infrastructure and through our seamless social welfare schemes. And the data speaks for itself. Tehseen was talking about unemployment in the last 4 years. 5.24 crore people, a record number of 5.2 crore people have been added to EPFO beneficiary list. When it comes to removal of poverty, 13.5 crore people have been brought out of multidimensional poverty, according to a report of Niti Aayog. If you go by a report of SBI, in the last 10 years, the average middle class income has gone up by 3 times. Nal Se Jal has been provided to 70% of the targeted households, which stands at 13.5 or 14 crore as of today. So I think the data speaks for itself. You know, if one day Rahul Gandhi doubles up as a coolie, the other day he becomes a cook of the Lalu Yadav family, another day he becomes a truck driver, and if he thinks that would enhance his candidacy for prime ministership, that will not happen. The Prime Minister, the Modi government has done an exemplary job.
Allegation that is from the opposition is that, you know, we are highlighting this because we want the government to take note of this. We are highlighting this because we want the country to take note of the plight of the poor. The government was only busy hiding the colonies of the poor during the G20 summit. They were beautifying the national capital but hiding these colonies. How do you respond to that?
These are unsubstantiated allegations. This is an ill-intentioned opposition. You know, 10 billion UPI transactions in just 1 month in August. Today, a cobbler is using UPI. All of these things can't be digested by the Congress party, which obviously has cast aspersions on the UPI. You know, when the new parliament becomes effective, in record budget, what was the budget? Less than 1,000 crore for a project of this magnitude. Obviously, the Congress cannot digest it because Congress has believed in a culture of corruption where such things never get made in record time despite a grave necessity. So the Congress, and mind you, on the day when India was scripting history with the India, Middle East, Europe corridor, Rahul Gandhi was heaping praises on the defunct or on the redundant BRI, which transgresses upon our sovereignty. So this is the reality of the Congress party today.
All right. Tehseen Poonawalla, the government is changing the situation in the country while Rahul Gandhi is only changing costumes.
Again, it's ironical. When the Honorable Prime Minister is traveling in a car, he has a light from top and bottom. See, I don't want to make this personal. If you make personal comments about Rahul Gandhi, I'll make them about the Prime Minister's clothes and the lights on his face. Let's not do that. Let's have a substantial argument. And that's why I say authors should not speak about economy. Tuhin's a great author, has no knowledge about economy. EPFO data, it's exactly like the finance ministry, is not a barometer of getting jobs. Therefore, otherwise, if that was the barometer, a record 1,20,000 Indians, fellow citizens, would not have committed suicide. The highest in India, NCRB data. And the Home Ministry report says for lack of jobs. Home Ministry, either Amit Shah sir does not know what you're talking, or Nirmala Sitharaman does not know. You take your pick. Let's come to the issue at hand. Your question, Swati, is why are our poor hidden behind barricades that are made to stop slum and poverty? His answer: why cobblers are using UPI. Why do people not have food to eat? We built a parliament in record time. What are you asking? What are you answering to? The question is it not true that India
are unsubstantiated, Tehseen? You can make any allegations without proof.
Now, 1 second. Have you read the Niti Aayog report on multidimensional poverty? You haven't read it. I read it. That report, the very report you speak about, says the highest poverty that's been eliminated is from southern. 1 second. It's from the southern states, none of which have BJP. The worst poverty is in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, and which are BJP states. Same report says it. अरे आप कुछ भी करते, जहाँ क्रेडिट देना है सदर्न स्टेट्स का क्रेडिट प्राइम मिनिस्टर को दे दो. now you say
If you
somebody
may allow.
else.
Okay, you're saying the credit goes to the policies of the state governments in southern India and not to the
Can I
central
ask
government's policies, Tehseen Poonawalla?
Even one more thing. I'll go as far as to tell
Swati,
you.
I have
You know,
one
one second.
question to him.
One second.
I have
Even
one
Swati,
simple
one
question
second,
to
just 1 second, then you answer. Even amongst the big progressive states, that is the rich states, Gujarat ranks the lowest on Human Development Index, the lowest. Lower than any state,
Okay,
Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka. All of these are facts. आप report का एक part ले लो. Prime Minister, you give credit. Other
Okay,
part you will attack.
let Tuinsina respond because Karan Verma and Sumansi Raman have not spoken.
Very simple. No. Data cherry picking can go on all night, but since Tehseen says that I don't understand economy, I am asking a very simple question. Can an annual expenditure of 10,000 crores on capital expenditure, lead to jobless employment? If he travels to the interiors, and I travel a lot to the interiors, you will see the kind of infrastructure development that has happened, whether it is roads, whether it is rail connectivity, and that cannot be jobless employment. The nature of jobs has changed. And that applies world over. Today, it is primarily the contractual nature of jobs which has taken over, which dominate.
Okay, I want to bring in Sumansi Raman very quickly.
Just one line.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Tehseen, I'll come back to you. Sumansi Raman. Now, many are also saying that first the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and now Rahul Gandhi, of course, meeting the truck drivers, the farmers, the coolies, trying to understand the situation. How many times will Rahul Gandhi try to understand the real India, try to understand the real issues of India, and yet fail to come up with a winning strategy?
No, but what is wrong with him trying to meet the people? I have completely failed to see this. But before that, just a couple of quick points. 42% is the graduate unemployment rate. 42%. I mean, that is scary. Quite honestly, it is scary. I don't know, if the data also again be rubbish, but these are the facts which are coming out in front of us, that there is a massive unemployment problem, and there is no sign that it has even receiving the kind of attention that it needs to from the government. The other point that Tuhin made, which was like, he said that these are fabricated claims, that the poor were hidden behind, green colored large cloths which were displayed, put out during the G20 summit. What are we talking about? It's all over social media. Is he saying that all those videos were fake? There were even media agencies which interviewed the people who were hidden behind those green cloths.
Okay.
So I think that we have to understand that we need to focus on the issues. There is no point in saying there are 10 billion UPI transactions, which is good. Nobody is disputing that the fact that UPI transactions have been a success. But that does not solve the unemployment problem, that does not solve the inflation problem, that does not solve the fundamental issues that face the country.
What the government says, we are focusing on the fundamental issues of the poor, and they are listing all the achievements in terms of the schemes, the policies that have been launched, focusing on the poor, pro-poor policies. Karan Verma, but what is the problem if Rahul Gandhi is meeting, the marginalized communities, if he is meeting truck drivers, farmers, if he's trying to understand their issue, what is BJP's problem?
Swati, the proof of the pudding lies in the eating. Congress is that party which came up with Garibi Hatao, the slogan in 1970. They kept on repeating it through the 70s and 80s, and in 2013, Rahul Gandhi came up with this gem that poverty is just a state of mind. He came out saying that, the Congress party spokesperson came out saying that 5 rupees is enough to have a full meal in Delhi and 12 rupees is enough in Mumbai. And 32 rupees if you are earning in a day, you are not considered poor. That is what their planning commission came up with in 2013. So this is how much they understand the poor, and this is what they do. After Congress left office in 2014, 17,000 villages still didn't have electricity. Crores of people did not have bank accounts. You just had 3 crore bank accounts, vis-a-vis today when you have 48 crore bank accounts. So the proof lies in the eating. My friend Tehseen talks about human development indices. People did not even have toilets in villages. The open defecation was so high. So does that talk about human development? And when you talk of unemployment today is highest in Rajasthan. Inflation today is highest in Rajasthan. Both things in Congress ruled states. So let's not, it's very rich of the Congress to preach about poverty, but Prime Minister Modi has actually walked the talk.
Okay.
He's provided the basics from gas connections to toilets, and he has lifted millions of people out of the poverty line in the last 5 years. This is coming across the world, and this is despite two major catastrophes, be it the Russia-Ukraine crisis or the COVID crisis. So again, I reiterate, the proof of the pudding lies in the eating. Some can go and do a Photoshop, others can go and deliver. That's the difference.
Tehseen Poonawalla.
When my friend Karan, who is very erudite and a fantastic author and spokesperson, said that there are two major catastrophes, I immediately imagined NDA 1, NDA 2, 2014, 2019. There couldn't be bigger catastrophes than these two governments for the history of India. And ab ki baar nahi aayegi Modi sarkar. Now let's answer Karan. Karan, you also didn't read the Niti Aayog report. Niti Aayog highest unemployment is Haryana, not Rajasthan. In fact, Manohar Lal Khattar ji says, Swati, Times Now broke the story. He will arrest the Niti Aayog people for making this report. This is Manohar Lal Khattar. Highest inflation also Haryana. I am saying everything. If the Prime Minister has delivered what he's promised to deliver, if there is so many jobs created, why are 120,000 fellow citizens committing suicide? That's the highest number. That's not a lie number. Why are people with HNIs leaving this country? Tell me one policy, both Karan and Tuhin, on artificial intelligence, on blockchain. This government has no idea on a policy. Today you're undergoing a winter of startups. The startup success story is gone down. There's 20,000 joblessness in startups every month, reports Economic Times. Is that also fake? The fact of the matter is the Prime Minister has tried some things, but on most things he's failed.
Karan Verma wants to come.
Just 1 second. You may have 100 crore accounts. If you have no money in it, what's the point of having this account? You may have 1 crore gas cylinders. If you can't refill those gas cylinders, what's the point?
Karan Verma, then Sumansi Raman.
Tell what people have got.
You know, Tehseen's raised some good points about artificial intelligence and machine learning. Let me tell him that it's the Modi government for the first time that is talking about semiconductor manufacturing in India. It started the PLI scheme and it has opened the red carpet for people to manufacture. Raghuram Rajan goes on to, in a video chat with Rahul Gandhi, he says that will not work. PLI is a disaster scheme. We don't need semiconductor manufacturing here. So who is progressive on the machine learning and artificial intelligence front needs to be thought of, because yes, I agree, there is more that can be done. A constructive suggestion is more than welcome, but it is the Modi government that is thinking of manufacture, that is thinking of the future by investing in manufacturing of semiconductor chips, which is going to be the absolute gold currency today. After the disaster of China, people are looking for countries where they can rely on for a supercomputer for semiconductor manufacturing, and it is going to be India, courtesy the efforts of the Modi government, who's also, by the way, built a digital economy here. We could not have thought of blockchain and all these things if not
Sumansi
for the
Raman wants
digital
to come in.
economy
Sumansi Raman, who's using the poor as prop? Because both sides claim they've done enough.
Did not do.
Again, Karan Verma is being economical with the truth. Raghuram Rajan very clearly said that the PLI was supposed to be related to manufacturing and not assembly. And today, the bulk of the incentives being claimed, especially in the mobile phone manufacturing sector, where there has been a huge increase, is basically by those who are assembling these phones and not manufacturing them. So I think that was...
It has to start
one second. It has to start but the point. It can't. The point is, sir, it started quite some time back. Sir, in my state, Nokia originally set up a mobile phone manufacturing unit 15 years ago. 15 years ago. 1 minute.
Plants. Today we have more than
200
manufacturing plants.
We have we have assembling plants. You're not understanding the difference between manufacturing and assembling. Okay, never mind. Now, the second point, the point that he was making about semiconductor.
Okay, Karan Verma, let Mr. Raman finish his point.
Why have a baby in 1 day? It's a process.
Okay, let Mr. Raman finish his point. Go ahead.
I don't understand, Swati. This 15 years ago in my state, in Sriperumbudur, Nokia set up a manufacturing plant. 15 years ago. So how long does it take to expand that manufacturing base? If 15 years later, we are still effectively assembling mobile phones with components obtained from abroad, we need to ask ourselves why. Second, regarding the semiconductor issue, there has been a huge issue regarding the fact that the money for that plant, which was supposed to be in Gujarat, is being invested largely by the government which will not hold a significant portion of the equity at all. So there are a lot of questions being raised on these deals, these so-called investment deals where high-end manufacturing is coming to India. And we still don't know whether they will even happen.
Before I wrap up, quick rebuttal from Tuhin Sinha. While you're talking about achievements, you're talking about historic decisions, the opposition is saying a lot is unclear still.
You know, I'm very amused at the glee which Sumansi Raman derives by saying that a majority of the investment in PLI is for assembling plants. This is the same glee which P. Chidambaram and Raghunath Rajan have shown for India's progress. Fact is, we are here to optimize business. If today you feel that majority are assembling plants, it is a matter of time. In a year or two, certainly there will be more manufacturing units. Talk logic over here. You know, these are the people who are skeptical of our vaccination success stories. 220 crore plus doses, majority to the poor in record time to some of the remotest corners of the country. But obviously they were skeptical of our success. This skepticism is ruining their own growth. India is on the path of unprecedented success, which they are not able to digest.
All right. So the Prime Minister has taken a drive at the Congress, the Grand Old Party, and without naming Rahul Gandhi, he said, you know, poor are just being used as a prop. This is just publicity, while the Congress hits back, says this is only a jumla coming in from the Prime Minister. We'll have to, of course, wait to see what the people decide, who they want to rule the country, who they want to be brought to power, to see who really uplifts the poor. With that, I'm thanking all the guests. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the debate.